Hey, we're live.
And
All
we're
right.
live.
And we're live.
All right. Let's just go right into the theme song. I picked an oldie, but a goodie.
Hell yeah, dude.
What the fuck are we doing?
We're the Rubberneckers. We ain't got master packers. We watch the world burn. Ain't nobody ever learned. Donuts, 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 donuts. Fun. We're the Rubberneckers. We ain't the home wreckers. We like to rant a lot. Got a little Mexico as a mascot. Donuts, 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 donuts. Fun.
I'll be a good little.
Hey, welcome in to Rubberneckers. Man Brain Dave is here. Hey, Dave, can you just do us a favor? Do us a solid. We need a new theme song. Just one for Jodie and I. Do you think you can pop one of them out while you're doing nothing?
I thought you sang that.
No.
I heard your voice.
No, he had a cameo.
I'm in the yeah. He takes like little clips of my voice. Does an excellent job. He's wrote every one of our theme songs. Well, except for the one with the one that Edward did.
Who?
The love song for Josh.
Who's Edward?
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot.
I love
Hello,
Josh
welcome
too,
to
by the way.
Rubberneckers podcast.
I got a little problem here, gentlemen.
Hmm.
Somehow, about an hour ago, I got a Charlie horse in the right ass cheek.
Yeah.
And it is killing me. I mean, before we came on here, I was trying to roll it on jam it in the corner of a wall, jam it in the corner of a desk, like try to work it out.
Yeah. Like a big old grizzly bear, huh?
Yes,
It's
the
like when
fat
you
one
Run
still
out of toilet
lives.
paper.
Yeah. Have you tried using the corner of your house? I mean, it's probably structurally sound enough that you're not going to knock it over, but be careful.
I was thinking about stepping into traffic. Maybe that would help.
I wish you would.
Just ass cheeks spread in traffic.
Oh, it's killing me. But you know what? Listen. If I can podcast through COVID, I can and a fever. I can podcast through a cramp in my ass.
Yeah, you'll be fine, John. Just switch cheeks. You got two of them.
I know. I am. I'm rocking back and forth over here. Like I'm sticking my leg out. I'm like pulling my. I'm trying to stretch it out here. It'll work out. All right. So who's this dude below us?
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you a fellow podcaster and friend of mine and member of the Who's Right Extended Universe. This is Jake from the 0% podcast.
Well, thank you, Jody. That was very nice. No longer member of Who's Right Extended Universe.
It doesn't matter. You'll always be there. You will always be my dildo master, Jake.
Hell yeah. You can still call me Dildo Master. That's fine.
So why aren't you? Is there a reason why you're not part of the Who's Right Extended Universe?
Oh, did you get
I
fired?
used to. Well, it had been months, and I texted Doug saying, basically, I'm sure you already guessed it, but I quit. I'm not doing it anymore. And he said, you can't quit. You're fired. So I'm fired.
Oh, fuck you! You can't quit. You're fired.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, yeah, I did Dungeons and Dragons for them, and it was fun, and it was a good time, but it was taking up too much time, and I don't know. I also just got tired of it.
Oh my God! Now it's all making sense. Now I know who you are.
Okay.
Now I know who you are.
You recognize the voice? The cock? I
The
know, right?
voice. I recognize the. First of all, just doesn't. I am not a fan of Dungeon and Dragon. Just not a fan. So when I would sit there and I would turn it on, I say, okay, let me see how far I get. It was almost just one of those things where it's like a bucking horse. You go in and see how long you can last.
Yeah.
It was entertaining because, you had Kaya, you had Doug, and you guys were in there doing your thing. But I'm like,
wacky shit.
yeah, I'm like grown men rolling dice, making.
No, John, it's fine. They could have just rolled the dice and lied. The point is, Jake is the through line through that whole thing. I think it was a great series, and it probably ended when it should have. Go out on top.
There we go.
To be continued.
All right.
We're on hiatus. All right.
Yeah, I know how that is.
Yeah.
All right. So, Jody, I got to know, because I haven't talked to you. How did you end up suspended from Twitter on 2 accounts to back? How did that happen? Because I can't get my other account back.
I sucked Elon Musk's cock.
Well, geez, if that's all it takes. Where is
I'm really good at it. I don't know.
You must be. You got 2 accounts back. I only need one.
Can
Maybe
I tell you?
Massage his nuts.
Can I tell you what happened, John?
Yeah, sure. That's what I'm here for.
I was trying to help out our good buddy Carl from the Who Are These podcasts. And another sector of the internet that I follow is the Legion of Skanks group. I'm all over Louis J. Gomez's cock and balls. He's one of my favorite entertainers / whatever moguls. they asked for recommendations for, hey, who would you recommend to get brought into our circle, this year in 2023. And I just who are these podcasts? Threw him a shout out, right?
Yeah.
Now, story inside a story. I don't know. Do you know who Brian Six is? I know you're kind of a Philly guy, so maybe you've heard of him, John.
No.
He's
I've
a
never heard of him.
he's a stand-up comic. He's like with Shane Gillis and all. He's one of those dudes that come out of that generation. But Brian Six,
Okay.
yeah, he had a podcast called "You Fucked It" with Ryan Shaner. Anyway, so Brian Six recently got into some shit. Turns out he stole a bunch of money from his co-host, like on the Lola, like 10 grand. He didn't compensate him for, and he got caught. And so now he's on the outs. What I didn't know is that Carl looks like a medium of Brian Six's large. Like they look like the same Pokemon evolved one stage up. So I made a joke and I said, hell, with Beezer out of the picture, there's only room for, the number one spot for my favorite rat-faced homo belongs to Carl, is what I said. And I guess Homo did it.
Yeah.
They shut my shit off like the power company. They said, now I've been in trouble a few times. I've done week-long suspensions. I've done time in Twitter jail, and it sucks. But they're like, first delete your post, and then you're in trouble till we say, time out. Okay. And I typed that, went on about my fucking business, and then I started getting messages as I was trying to read through stuff, and it was just like, account does not exist. You are not logged in. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And yeah, I got the permaban, permanently suspended. Not even you're in trouble. Bam.
That's how it works.
Boy Pod was no more.
Wait, so you got permanently banned for calling someone gay?
No, I said homo specifically.
Oh, okay.
You can say gay.
It's better.
I've said worse things. Like I got a 7-day ban for calling Meghan McCain a bitch, and that's it. I didn't say a fat, stupid cunt bitch. I just said you're kind of something, whatever bitch, and I got a 7-day. So for homo, permanently suspended. I was crushed, John. I'm a Twitter guy. Like I don't have any other real social media.
No, it was like they just ripped the rug out from underneath you.
All my contacts, I can't open my DMs. I can't do anything. Like my account is shut off, and I go, fuck my butt. What am I going to do? So I go to my personal account at JodieB501, and I go, okay, I have 3 accounts total. So this is number 2. I go, that's fine. I'll just fucking do this, and I changed my name from whatever it was to Po Boy Podcast. And I sent Mike from the Wheelbarrow Full of Dicks internet radio program a message and just said, God damn it. Like that was it. That's the only thing I did. And then within 5 minutes, bam, permanently suspended. I go, what the fuck? And it gave me a notice that said, this account is suspended for trying to evade permanent suspension by creating multiple accounts. And I was like, that's not what happened though. Yeah. Fuck. So then I went to bed and I was just scared. I had my last account and I was like, I don't want to do anything now. I'm just going to sit back and watch and see what happens. And I got up the next day, thought about it, and there was what's the thing that you do? You appeal or whatever, where you say, hey, you're wrong or whatever. I did one of those, and I just, off the top of my head, I go, what can I say? Ooh, I meant to type the word host, and my phone auto-corrected to homo. Honest mistake. I'm sorry. I know it's a bad word. I'm really sorry. Can you please turn my account back on? And within 2 hours, they gave me my fucking account back.
That's dude. First of all,
Juicy scores. Give me the.
I don't have the.
I'm planning on going to Hive. I'm setting up fucking TikTok shit. I'm like, fuck. Like, what am I gonna do? And then that happened. And then I got greedy and I said, hey, Twitter, my other account, you guys shut that shit off too for saying that I was evading a permanent suspension that you actually overturned this morning. So I would appreciate it if you would unblock my other account too, because technically I didn't do anything wrong. And they left that one permanently. I got a response. They go, no, this account is permanently suspended. Have a nice day.
Wow.
Damn.
Really?
So I'm down 1. Whatever.
So
that's amazing.
You get out of trouble by lying.
Yep.
And works every time.
I still paid the price though, because I lost my personal account. Like I might try to appeal it again, but I had nothing for that other than to be kind of like, well, y'all made a mistake because I wasn't technically doing anything wrong, because I didn't technically do anything wrong in the first place. You guys unblocked my account.
You went and you changed everything over to your account that was banned.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you kind of did.
My third account said this is definitely not Jody B in the parentheses on the thing from Po Boys podcast.
Yeah. So I said, listen, I said, I felt like in the movie, you ever see the movie Goodfellas? Where Henry gets pinched and he's like, hey, you took your first pinch like a man. You didn't say anything. You didn't rat anybody out. That's how I felt with you. Oh, you got your first permanent suspension. You didn't rat anybody. Yeah, you didn't do anything. You took it like a man.
Yeah.
But,
You've been through like 8 fucking accounts now, haven't you?
I think I've had 4 permanently suspended.
Wow.
So when you said it,
What do you guys do on Twitter that gets you fucking suspended all the time?
well,
See, what happened
I did call someone. I think I did use the word faggot one time on Twitter, and that got me suspended. And I'm like, okay, I understand that. But the last time, my personal account got suspended for calling Rob Reiner a meathead. And but you know what it was, and I can't change it. But if you look at the profile, it says, "I'm here for the trolling." So it sounds like I'm here to troll.
Oh,
but I meant I'm here to watch the trolling.
Oh,
I think that they looked at it and said, "Oh, this fucking asshole. He's even telling you he's bad news right in the profile." So that was it. Well, hey, listen, dude, bravo. I mean, quick thinking on your feet. Nice lie. I mean, 10 out of 10 for that lie right there. That's quick thinking.
hey, they bought it. That was a win for me, but paid the price in the long run. So, Jake, you ever been banned from anything besides the Who's Right Extended Universe?
No, I've no, I don't. I don't use social media that much. Like, I'll talk to people on Discord. That's about it.
Yeah.
So how do you?
He's more of a man than both of us, is what he's
So
trying to say.
how do you
John.
promote your podcast, your 0% podcast? If you don't use social media, how do you promote it?
I basically just on Discord, and I've been on other people's shows and I promote it there.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't made a single 0% like social media yet.
You think? All right. Well, anyhow, I mean, that's usually how people do
you
it.
just short circuited his brain a little bit, Jake.
I don't know.
What?
Like, it's I don't really care that much. It's whatever. It's just something that's for fun.
You know what? Bravo. And
I appreciate it. Yeah, that's a good fucking plan, dude. Keep it pure, and you'll never be unhappy with what you do.
It's whatever. It's just
Here's
a
the
thing.
thing. I used to get all worked up with these guys that would, do a podcast for themselves, and I would get annoyed with them because they could do it better. But you know what? They're just having fun with it. Who gives a fuck? No one's really listening. You got 50 friends listening. Who cares? It's like this show. Nobody really listens to this show. We got a couple friends that are listening to it. Some people that like the show. It's that for me, like, as far as I'm concerned, we get about, I don't know, between 250 and 300 downloads per episode per month. So I'm thinking to myself, if I went into a hall and there was 300 people there, I'd shit my pants. And I was, and I have to go and perform in front of 300 people. I'd shit my pants. So we have a few people in here, and it goes out over the internet, and it's a lot of fun. I'm not insulting the I'm just saying that it's not as popular as some of the professional podcasters out there that came from radio.
I mean, like, I do treat it like, I do treat it seriously. It's something that I actually take pride in and do and want people to listen to. I just haven't gotten around to like making social medias and trying to promote it. That promoting it isn't fun. It's not the fun part.
That sucks. Yeah, not at all.
It's like hunting. As soon as you pull the trigger, the fun is over. Then all that other stuff, the editing, the getting it up, the making the show notes, the making the artwork, to doing the the social media. Listen, I'll be honest with you, I don't put anything out on social media either like I should.
I know. I used to be heavy into the circle jerk, but I mean, it is what it is. That's why I call it that. It's your other podcasters sharing podcasters' podcasts.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
That's all it is. So it's, if you want to get a few extra downloads, you do that. But then I do it because I meet cool people that way. I've met a lot of pricks too, because I am one, but I've met some of the coolest people that I know and hang out with now through dumb little fucking Twitter DM groups and shit. Like, it helps me to increase the size of my pool as far as guests or anything else.
Yeah.
So you guys don't do a lot. Do you do a lot of guests on your show? It's usually just you and is it Evan or Ethan?
Ethan.
That's right.
I would say probably about half of our episodes have guests.
Yeah.
With just people, yeah. Like it's another thing is just you get to meet people and hang out. You know, you just meet people and you just become friends online, and like that's probably the most fun part about it is getting into these other circles. Like, you know, I'm friends with the fart mouth guys and friends with the Beelzebuds guys and stuff.
See, I thought you were a Beelzebub guy.
No, I've been
He
on
did.
this
He
show,
said it
but-
twice today, Jake. He goes, "So when's Nick coming on?" I go, "It's Jake." He goes, "Okay." And I explained to him, I said, "Jake is 0% podcast, Dildo
Yeah.
Master Jake." And then not 2 fucking sentences later, he goes, "Wait, am I confused? Is he's the host of the Beelzebuds podcast, right?" And I go,
No, that's
"No,
not.
that's Nick. Nick is not Jake, who's coming
See,
on tonight."
I always thought that I was fucking racist before I met Nick. And then I found out that we're just as racist. He's just way funnier about it.
Yeah.
So it was funny because when Jodie got popped over on Twitter, the first thing we did was we made the same DM message board over on Discord and brought the same people in. So Jodie didn't feel like he was cut off from the world, because that's a terrible feeling. So
Thank you.
tried to, pull that out. So we pulled in Nick, and Nick's like, "Can I get a N-word pass card?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Why? Why all of a
That's-
sudden?"
Hold on.
Just-
Lay out the tracks all the way, John. John is adding people to this Discord group. Delvin Cox, who's a very good friend of mine, also happens to be a black man.
Yeah.
Not too keen on the N-word, especially you calling him the N-word. Like, he'll play along, but he will say something if he gets to where he's like, "All right, man." So when I saw Nick's little, I think his handle is at Nickerlips or something in fucking
Yeah.
Discord. And I saw that shit pop up. And I said, "Well, looks like Nick's vocabulary just got cut in half."
Well, I mean, his his handle is Uncle Auschwitz.
That's it.
But-
Excuse me.
Because his whole thing is just absurdity. He's just, everything he says online is absurd.
Who is Nickerlips? That's somebody else.
It's the same guy. Like, that's just the server name for him, but
Oh,
his
excuse
handle
me.
is Uncle Auschwitz.
All right, so here's the thing. If you want to get into the racism part of it, I come from a time when you could joke about everybody else's
Yeah,
race.
he was alive during slaves, Jake, is what he's trying to say.
Not really,
Yep.
but still.
Yeah.
He had a
And now all of
plantation.
a sudden it's like taboo to do anything like that. Now, I know you say that whatchamacallit's not a fond of the N-word, but I heard him use it before.
Yeah, I've heard him use it twice.
He used it on the show.
That was one of the times.
So I respect that. If he doesn't use it at all,
Sure.
that's fine. And I get it.
He's not that guy. It's just funny because Delvin's the black guy in most
He's
of
not
the
a fucking
fucking
square.
Twitter groups and shit like that. So he deals with that a lot. And I wasn't trying to be mean. I thought the shit was hilarious, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't lying. Like, I know Nick is wheeling and dealing. And here's the thing about the N-word. I used to say it a lot on podcasts to get reactions.
Mhm.
The thing is, I've now said so much other shit. Like, I would like to think a healthy percentage of it was funny and trying to be funny, so that the N-bombs in between break up the funny shit that I say. The problem is Nick hasn't been saying funny shit long enough, and he says the N-word a little too much. So at a certain point, he's going to have to increase his criteria to N-bomb ratio a little bit.
Oh, I mean, I think he's been doing pretty good lately. He's been getting tired of editing all of the N-words out. So
Yeah, that's what it is. You got to punish yourself a little bit
Yeah.
to earn it.
It's funny. He should have to go to like a re-education course. Where,
he goes to rehab for the N-word.
yeah, he has to go there. So what they do is they put like a shock collar around your neck, and every time you say it's
Or just
Yeah.
put him in jail for a night.
Where are we going today? We're going to go to a Walmart neighborhood market in Memphis, Tennessee. His head explodes. Ah!
yeah, it just every once in a while, even when he thinks it, if you think he's thinking it, you just like when someone cuts him off in traffic and you look over and if you see it's a black person, you just tell them because you know what's coming.
It's before you don't even have to look at the person driving. It's
All right.
it's instant.
Hey, so can I get into something that we've never done here before?
Anal.
Yes.
Excellent.
Now, what I would like to do is we are promoting our first brand, and this is Jasmine Cane Coffee. Now, Jasmine Cane Coffee is from the rock alternative rock lead person named
Yes.
Jasmine Cane,
Oh,
and
nice.
she has coffee. Now, listen, Coffee's coffee, unless it's that Starbucks shit, which is just swill. It tastes like it was poured through a burnt tire. But this right here is coffee made by somebody that is into rock and roll. Now, what is coffee? Coffee does two things. It wakes you up in the morning and it makes you poop.
Yes.
And that's all that coffee does. So why not get yourself some coffee from a lady that sings rock and roll songs and wants to make a little bit more money, so she can go out on the road. So we have the three types of coffee here.
What kind of coffee do they have, John?
Well, let me tell you there, Jody. Jasmine Cane's Coffin Coffee. It's a rock and roast of heavy metal strong enough to wake the dead.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
And then if that's a little too much for you,
Yeah, what do they got?
we
They got
have
a
the
little
Jasmine
lighter
Cane
alternative?
Suicide Blonde. It's a
Ooh.
little softer, but it'll still get the job done. And then you have the Jasmine Cane Whiskey Kiss. And that's where a South Dakota coffee bean fell in love with a Tennessee whiskey, and their love has been sealed for eternity with a single kiss.
Yeah,
you
nothing says alcoholism like whiskey for breakfast.
That's
yeah.
right. So you're saying to yourself, John, that's crazy. I would love, but that's I don't know what to get. Here you go. They have a sampler. $5 you send over, you get a sampler, you get to try it out, and then you get to try out and then you can go pick your coffee. So if you want to try something new, if you're in a particularly jaunty mood, head on over to jasminecane.com, look in the store and pick out the coffee.
Excellent.
Because coffee's for everybody. There you go.
They give us any kind of discount code there, John?
Yeah, fuck Doug. You put fuck Doug in the discount code and you might get a couple shekels off.
It's all caps, though, I think. You got to do that.
All caps. Fuck Doug, no space. All righty. We'll see how that works out. The problem was I wrote all kinds of copy and I thought I put it in there with the Jasmine Cane coffee thing and it's gone. It's been erased. It did.
Just cut it in there. If you find it, re-record it all dramatic and shit.
I just did it off the cuff. That was me. I was riffing right there.
You did a great job. I'm just saying, if you feel like producing some shit later, you want it to have like thunder in the background and stuff. If you get bored,
I might put a little music bed behind that.
just cut it off. You're good,
Yeah.
baby.
All right. So can we talk about DeMar Hamlin and that whole debacle on Monday night with him collapsing on the field? Do you know who I'm talking about, Jody?
Is it the football player guy?
Football player. He was a defensive football player from the Buffalo Bills. He goes to make a tackle. The guy drops his head, puts his head in the guy's chest. They fall down. He gets up. He stands there, and he just falls over backwards, just completely falls over. He had a heart attack. His heart stopped. He stopped breathing. They had to give him CPR. They had to resuscitate. They had to use the paddles. Clear.
Yeah.
They do that twice. They brought the ambulance right out on the field, and they took him right to the hospital. Now,
Oh, damn.
here's the story. And he's getting better. He's getting better. We don't know what this extent's going, what's happening. But the first thing that I have to say is immediately the stories start where we know exactly what happened. What happened, there's this thing that if you hit somebody in the chest at the exact same time that their heart starts to pump, like on the downbeat.
Yeah.
Like if you hit them on a downbeat and their heart starts to pump, that it gives them a heart attack. It's happened in baseball where, batter hits the ball back, catches the pitcher in the chest, drops him like a rock. Also happened to Pronger, who's a hockey player. He caught a puck in the chest and it fluttered his heart.
Okay, so is it kind of like when you get the wind knocked out of you? Like you hit the ground and there's that, well, hold on, ride with me. So you hit the ground and you have that moment where you go, and you like legit feel like you're going to fucking die for a moment.
Oh, yeah. You knock the wind out of you and you.
But you knock the wind out of your heart is what I'm trying to say. Like something hits you in the chest just the right way that like it just goes plonk and you're fucking
purple.
Your pump doesn't have a prime no more. It knocks the prime out of your fucking pump. You know what I'm saying?
So we have Cardiff Natural Gas in here. So he's going right. So this is what I'm talking about right here. So he says, anyone who says his heart attack was vaccine related is a Trump tard 3.
Nice.
So my question is, why can't we talk about it?
We can talk about it. I have my thoughts too.
We can't talk about it because as soon as we talk about it, the first thing they say is, why all of a sudden this just happened and they have no idea. Now, here's my problem with this whole thing. The NFL had to go and get vaccinated. It was mandatory. They had everybody vaccinated. And they've had soccer players drop. They've had basketball players drop.
Yeah.
A lot of people are dropping, perfectly healthy, physically fit specimens, having heart attacks for young guys for no reason. And this just happened in the NFL. But we can't talk about it. We can't talk about it. Look, here, Duchess, eye roll. Here we go, eye roll. Can't talk about it, right? He got hit in the chest. I mean, I've been watching NFL for 50 years. I've seen way harder hits than that. Guys almost have their heads separated from their shoulders, and nothing like that ever happened.
Yeah.
I mean, concussions, broken sternums, all kinds of shit. But just one time, you hit him just on a downbeat, and then boom. Now, maybe it's true. I have no idea. My problem is, why can't we even look into this? Because you've got 32 teams with 53 players on each team, plus the coaches, plus everybody else that had to be vaccinated for this thing. And if this is a problem, how many NFL players have to drop down, have a heart attack, drop dead on the field before something's done? Or can anything be done?
Probably not too many. If it's like Tom Brady or something, maybe. If it's a $100 million investment, if it's just like a second string lineman, they're probably not going to give two shits. But I don't think it was the COVID shot. I really don't. You want me to tell you what I think it was?
Go ahead.
Jake,
If
please.
you never talk about it, then it's never a problem. So then they get to keep watching football,
Yeah, they're just mad because their fantasy football leagues got fucked up because they had to postpone the game because some guy. Oh, did you die on the field, pussy? We can't finish playing our football game. Back in my day, motherfuckers would lose whole limbs, and you pick your arm up and you smack motherfuckers with it like a lance.
So here's the thing. Both things you said happened to me. Right now, I'm in the championship game, fantasy football, with Soft Weekly.
That's all it is. You're just mad because you don't want to lose to Soft, you fuck.
No. I'm ahead. He's got 2 players on the Bills team, okay?
Sure.
So I'm ahead. So that's not part of it. But here's the thing. I understand why they did not go back and play that night. They thought they just watched one of their teammates die. It looked like he died. Like I thought
he did die. I think that's what happens when your heart stops.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Your heart
dead. Yeah, he's still on a ventilator. Right? He's still on a ventilator, but he's doing better. All right.
Yeah.
But they thought that he died that night, and I understand that. I mean, that's tough to watch your teammate, guys goes into battle with you. You watch him die. I can understand that doing it that night. The next night, once you know he's alive, he's in the hospital and all that stuff. Now you hit pussy. Now you're in the pussy level. Yeah. Next night, you guys should have went out and played that fucking game. That's it. Play that game, get it done, get it over, get it in the books. Now
I've always said like football's pretty gay. Like I played football as a kid. I did it for many years, probably 7-8 years. I played football. Football's pretty gay. Like it's really just a reason for meatheads and fat people to have somewhere to spend their fucking teenage angst, aggression.
Yeah,
and then you just get older and bigger, and you fucking do that and bang your head into fucking cinder blocks and stuff. I think he was Jake. I think for a moment, because the hit wasn't even that hard, I think he was so overcome with gay thoughts that his whole body seized up and his heart stopped.
All the blood went to his cock.
And some dude, they what happened? They didn't defibrillate him. They walked out and kissed him on the mouth a couple times, and he fucking snapped out of it. And he was like, "Oh shit!" They brought him back from the dead.
Once he realized all the other boys were still. Once he realized all the other boys were still alive, he was fine.
I saw the way he fell over. He had like just busted legs. His whole he was like, "Yeah, high five," and then he just froze up and fell over like the fucking Tin Man. Like he got a boner. That's what it is. All the blood rushed to his cock.
That's what it was. Okay, well, that makes as much sense as anything else. Yeah. My problem is we can't even talk about it. Just me bringing it up in here. Look at the chat. Look at everybody.
I brought him back, John. I pulled my dick out. It's fine. Keep going.
No, I'm just saying
Javar Hamlin. Good job, guy.
Even talk about it because they start yelling at you. Oh, you're a Trump tart. Oh, my eyes are rolling. Oh, he misses his other conspiracy show. Hold on, let me go get my tinfoil hat. Yeah. All I'm saying is, let's figure it all out. Let's put everything on the table and figure out what actually happened to this kid.
I am not in great shape, John. I go to work every day. I get up early. I smoke. I don't eat terrible, but I don't eat great. I've had 4 COVID shots, and I've not even had a mild flu symptom. I've had no sickness, not even a headache. So it's it's baffling to me when they say these kids get 1 shot, 2 shots, and they fucking fall over dead. I'm like, I'm a candidate for this, and I've had enough of that fucking juice in my system now that it should have done something. Give me a cramp in my ass cheek, fucking make one of my fingers lock up. You know what I'm saying? Just give me some side effect. I've had nothing. So I have a hard time believing that it's just dropping people for no good reason. That's crazy.
All right. So then you think that's bad. So I got to
It's like a raffle.
hang on a second. So now, so what do you do when you find out somebody has just basically almost dropped dead? He's in the hospital. He's fighting for his life.
Yeah.
What do you do? You go to Twitter and you go through tweets, and then you find out that the gay community needs to come together and disavow Damar Hamlin for his homophobic comments. He must be held accountable. And here's his gay fucker. So-and-so is gay. You are gay. You gay. Gay as hell.
You're so gay. Shut up.
Yeah. So again, now look at the dates.
Gay thoughts, John. I told you he was overtook with it.
He was like 13 or 14 years old when this happened. All right. So this fucking piece of shit, Mr. Frog over here, this guy immediately goes back and finds his Twitter.
Oh my
and starts digging back to 2012.
Hell yeah. Receipts.
And finds it. And nothing happens to Mr. Frog here. Fucking, so we all should find Mr. Frog and dig into his shit.
Hold on. 2012, is that what that says?
Yeah.
That dude is like 26, is he not?
He's 24.
So this is 10 years ago.
He was 13. He was 13 or 14.
13, yeah.
14-year-olds type stuff like this. What an asshole.
Exactly.
Cancel him.
Cancel Mr. Frog. Here we go. The end game is to conjure up as much anger as possible from people who are overly emotional and read all the replies while laughing. So this one guy's in there says, listen, I'm gay and I don't give a shit about people calling me a homo.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's just
I wish he'd go get a job at Twitter.
Maybe that was the guy at Twitter that gave you your account back.
You know what? He's all right. That was an honest mistake. But
yeah, I had to say host, not homo. That's all.
What's the difference?
I like this one here.
Yeah.
Transgender woman gets. Let me get it up on the screen here. You got to see the picture.
Yep.
Transgender woman. In tears after bank account frozen because she sounded like a man on the phone.
Whoa.
Now, Sophia Reyes, 47, she said she was humiliated and embarrassed after the telephone banking staff said she failed security checks because she didn't sound like a lady.
Yeah, that's not one that you can pull off. Like, my name is Jody. That works both ways. My wife has answered, private phone calls from banks and stuff for me, shit like that. If your name is, you're like, hi, my name is Sophia Reyes. Is it?
Hi, I'm Sophia Reyes. Here's my PIN. Things went from bad to worse the next day when she went to pay for items, discovered that her bank had froze her account. Now she's fighting to ensure that other transgender people are not treated the same way. Sophia, a customer service advisor living in Nottingham, went to her local Sander branch, whatever, her bank. And she said, the embarrassment and humiliation I felt is unbelievable. They said my voice did not match my profile because it sounded like a man on the phone, not a woman. The whole situation is I didn't like.
Break it up. In. Come on, we're gonna get through this together. In.
I was crying my eyes out. I'm not the type of person at all. I'm a very courteous person. I'm a very outgoing, but I feel that the way when all I asked was for my money to be transferred, I felt mistreated.
Yeah. This is definitely not a robbery. I promise.
I feel like a reasonable person would have said, yeah, I used to be a man. Sorry.
Yeah. Listen, I'm transitioning. I just don't, my voice hasn't, I don't have enough estrogen to make my voice sound.
Damn, we're giving her way too much leeway here because she's British, it says. So she probably sounded like fucking John Lennon.
Maybe.
You what, mate?
Yeah.
I walk as a woman, I identify as a woman, and I look good as a woman, but for the first time in my life, I felt embarrassed about who I am. It was humiliating to have to go to my bank and explain myself when all my information was at the click of a button. I don't know. Anyhow, I just wanted
Portugal. So do a Portugal British accent now.
That's tough.
I'm not even that good. Listen, everybody will tell you my accent.
Hold on. Porque es mi dinero. I think that worked.
Yeah, that just says, "Holy cow, she's strong looking." Yeah, that's a kind way of saying she looks like a dude.
Damn,
He
dude
looks
looks
like a
like a lady.
She looks like who was the one that used to go on Howard Stern? You don't know Howard Stern?
Nope.
God, she was the female bodybuilder.
You got it. Call up. It was an. Oh, hold on, Bass.
Nicole Bass. Nicole Bass.
Sorry, wrestling once. That was a big old gal.
Boy, that was a good pull right there.
I just remember Nicole Bass. It stuck with me like a hair in a biscuit as a big bitch. And she wasn't even pretty. Like they would put her eye makeup on cakey and shit. Like she looked like a dude, but she was just a big bitch. Wow.
So Bill Cosby's coming back.
Oh yeah.
I want to see that show.
Listen. Who made the joke? So you can. I don't know if you can click on that, but whoever I brought that post from made a joke, and it said Bill Cosby returns. Blah blah blah. There's a 2-drink minimum, and it made me giggle because that's funny. And I said Bill Cosby has no room for funny if he can't call his tour 2-drink minimum.
Now that is an excellent.
It's not my joke. That guy said it, but like if you want to even try to get somewhere with his buddy, like you're gonna have to lean all the way into that.
So here to Steve Byrne. He's a comedian he's out of Pittsburgh. Getting back on stage would follow Cosby's sexual assault conviction be overturned by. Okay, so here we go. So
he's an innocent man. Air quote.
By technicality.
Yeah, by technicality. I like that one.
Woo.
Flowers are nice.
Listen,
So yeah,
I was a big fan of Bill Cosby.
come on, dude.
Huge fan of Bill Cosby when I was growing up.
They would set you on fire when you walked into that building. There would be a crowd of people there. You were out of your mind to go to a Bill Cosby show. How dare you, dude?
Listen, I want to see this show. I want to see if he can make it funny. I want to see it.
You're gonna make the trip.
Man.
You're gonna go out to Pittsburgh.
No, I want to listen. I want a Netflix special with him. He comes out, he sits in his chair with his tan suit on, with his mic, and he's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, my nickname in prison was Puddin' Pop."
right.
You know, and he starts off and he starts talking about, at least when I wasn't a bad guy. Before I raped my women, I gave them pills, so they didn't have to endure it. Stuff like that.
Yeah, at least my first day in prison. It was an awful time.
I bought more soap on the rope.
Oh Lord,
And
I
my
forgot to read the
nickname was
Miranda
Puddin' Pop.
rights.
Yeah,
I can't do a Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Bill Cosby. I watched
tough.
Little Bill. That's the that's the age difference here. I grew up with Little Bill.
The guy that can do an amazing Bill Cosby is Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
Eddie
Bill
Murphy.
Cosby's great.
Does a really,
Eddie
really
Murphy can do anything.
I'm just interested on. I would love to see what he's got going. All right, so here's my thing. Everybody says, "Oh, well, he can't go back yet; he'll get canceled."
Right.
Maybe. How many people do you think need to go to his show, every show, for him to make money? 1,000. You think? Okay, let me ask you this: could he fill a 1,000-seat arena?
I really don't think so, John.
It depends on where. I don't know.
300.
300, maybe. You know, about like a traveling show, or he's going to do like a stagnant show where he stay like a residency.
I don't know, like you go to I don't know, Stand Up New York, or here in Philadelphia, there's a comedy club. Oh, I forget the name of it now. It used to be the Comedy Factory Outlet, but I can't remember what it is.
John, we might have to get in front of this. Do you know any good real estate agents in Pittsburgh, Philadelphia area?
No, why?
Well, meet one, and maybe we open up a venue and we tell Bill Cosby that he can do his comedy there, so he can't get canceled.
Yeah, I mean, they tried to cancel Louis C.K., but there was enough people that were fans of Louis C.K. and we're like, we don't give a shit that he jerked off in front of girls. The guy's funny.
Also, Louis C.K.
Did he come
didn't
back?
rape anybody. He jerked off and probably jizzed at a couple broads. Like Bill Cosby drugged, and raped tens of women.
Yeah,
I
like
just
50
want to
women.
listen. I just want to see what he comes up with after
I
all
thought-
the shit that goes down. I just
He
want to hear
just-
it.
He walks out with his cane and he sits down and he just looks around and he goes, "You know, I enjoy raping unconscious women."
I
And
mean, at least he's coming back and doing something. Like Elon gave Trump his Twitter back, and Trump hasn't said a word. He just gave him the cold shoulder.
yeah,
I don't know if that's the same kind of. I don't think that's the same.
I mean, like he's doing something, you know?
Yeah,
He's doing
listen, the guy's out
something.
trying to, he must have spent a fucking fortune in legal fees,
Yeah.
right? He finally gets out. I'm goddamn broke. I need to do something. Who's
So
gonna
here's-
hire me? I got to do the bend up.
I have a little bit of a segue because there was a thing on the Trello right after this that I put there with no articles or anything. It was just a thought that I had, right?
Okay.
Bill Cosby, convicted, unconvicted, mass rapist, right?
Yeah. Serial rapist.
Serial rapist.
Just add milk.
He he is getting an opportunity to, I guess, explore, have a career, all this other shit. He's this terrible person. He did horrific things to women.
But is he funny?
That's neither here nor there. I'm getting into like the legality of this thing because I have another question about some of these other like predator people. Like, let's go for R. Kelly, right?
Yes.
R. Kelly, sex cult, peed on women, fucking held them basically hostage. Well, not allegedly. He got convicted. So
He's convicted.
convicted pedo,
Yeah.
torture and sex assaulter,
14-year-old.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
He released an album not too long ago.
Oh, I know about this.
I listened to it.
listened to it.
It wasn't great, and the last 3 songs were fucking pretty crazy. It's basically a confession letter for 15 minutes of R. Kelly being like, "Yeah, I know I can't read, but also my grandma might have touched my penis." Like, there's a lot of stuff that comes out. R. Kelly, they pulled that. Whatever. My whole point is like, I still listen to the R. Kelly album, right? He's a monster. Like, technically, he's a really bad person, and you shouldn't do that.
Michael
Right?
Jackson, King of Pop.
I don't think he ever molested kids, but
Get
I have
the fuck out of
hold on.
here.
Listen, give me Michael Jackson for a second. We can come back to Michael. I have another one for you that's going to hit closer to home, but I want your opinion.
Okay.
Hugh Hefner.
See, here's the thing about Hugh Hefner.
He didn't pee on the chicks, probably. As he got older, he might have been incontinent and pissed on a couple of them bras while they were sleeping next to him. But he never openly was like, "Yeah, you can't, you got to drink my pee." But all the other girls, if you watch the shows, there was a documentary I watched recently, made me think of this. If you watch the shows, these girls, like, they don't act like they were tortured, but in a sense, they all seem, abused now. He's dead, so I guess he can't really speak on it. But, he basically
Was there anything holding them there?
no, but also, like, I guess it's bribery. Is that what Jake? Is that extortion for money? Like, that's the thing, is it's you can have your life here, you can have nothing. Because that's the way he looked at it. He's like, you can leave whatever the fuck you want to, bitch. It's like, but you leave with nothing. Like, all my shit stays in this house.
I'm lost. I'm lost.
Talked a lot. I'm sorry.
All right, Jake, hang on. What
Yeah.
what are you lost about? Where do we lose you?
Why?
Going from
where? Why
See,
are
the
they
thing-
making the deal again?
So here's the thing, especially for Hugh Hefner. What did Hugh Hefner do? He had other people write things. He didn't do anything. He was like a ringmaster. You know what I mean? In other words,
sure.
he had people come in. He made the places. He made the parties. He did
was
all that.
proto pimp.
He was the master pimp.
Pimping is illegal, but also like young girls, because the ones that he married weren't the only ones. Like, he had bitches in his house, dozen of them, whenever, and they ranged in age. Most of them were legal, so I guess that's the splitting hairs here. But I'm sure there was some shit that went down in the Playboy Mansion. There were people that were celebrities that didn't live there that got in there and probably have their stories about the kind of shit they got into when they were underage in there.
He had underage girls living there that like just.
Wait, I
walked
didn't hear
around with
about any
fucking
underage
bikinis
girl.
and shit. Because that's what.
Right.
Is that what you
No.
said?
I'm saying most of his girls were probably above board, yes. But what
Yeah.
I'm saying is he couldn't keep his eye on every situation that went down, and he probably
Okay.
facilitated a lot of bad shit throughout his organization, is what I'm trying to say.
And again,
That's fair.
we'll go back to the thing that was in the 70s and the 80s, and
All the way up to the end.
not-
He had bitches living in his house till he died.
yeah, but he wasn't like, listen, near the end, he was just the reason but listen, when he
so
first,
gross.
in the
He was
60s
still
and-
fucking John into his 90s, 80s, however old he was still fucking.
let me finish my statement here. In the 60s and the 70s, he used to wear pajamas and a smoking jacket and all because it was cool.
Yeah.
In his, in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, he did it because he had to. You couldn't really dress him anymore. He was kind of like the president of the United States. He's just wandering around, just think about how many Viagra pills it took to get that poor man hard. Ugh.
And then you got to suck on it. Like, that seems torturous. Wait, do you want to keep your Ferrari?
They probably
Blow
started
me.
injecting. Like, he can't even feel down there anyway, so just inject it.
Yeah. Just tell him you're doing it. He'll be fine. How's it feel, old man? That's great. I love it.
You
If
can
you
be like
listen
the
to
old
these
man
other
from
broads-
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, who's literally blind and barely knows it. Like,
Look, if you listen to these broad stories on the documentary and stuff like that, I'm sure he wasn't a great guy. Maybe he wasn't a monster like the other two, but it is kind of funny where we draw the line, is my point. Like there's another one recently with Chris D'Elia. Like that's what he's being accused of now. Not necessarily grooming underage. Well, maybe grooming, but not fucking underage girls. But there's like 40 of them now. And I ain't heard a
recognize
goddamn
that.
thing. I watched this whole hour-long documentary this dude put together, and he's got interviews with his old road manager and some of the girls that were accusing him of the stuff that he was doing. And like he might have been trying to make a little sex cult with underage-ish girls.
Here's the thing I have to say about Chris D'Elia. He was grooming them. He was getting them ready for when they were ripe. Once they made it over that golden age of 18 and they were legal, he was setting them up. He was getting one in every town. And is that wrong? Yes.
yes, that's grooming.
Yeah, when you're 43, I think there's probably something a little wrong with it.
I don't know. Listen, as long as they're legal, as long as they're 18 and they're not being drugged and they're doing it and the girls are doing it of their own sound mind,
Yeah.
and they're a willing participant, there's nothing really you can say about it.
It's legal, but
It's
it's still
legal.
not good. It's still
It's
not
kinda
right.
gross.
You shouldn't be doing it. Yeah, it's
I
gross.
fully
Gross,
support it.
creepy
I think
behavior.
everybody should have a sex cult. That's my point of view. Like I love sex and I would love to have women, but don't go for little girls. Like if I had a harem of like middle-aged 40-year-old sixes that could just follow me around all day and I could bone, like they'd never complain. We'd have a good fucking time. But these creeps want to piss on little girls and it's fucking weird.
Yeah, well, they've had, women their own age. They're out on the road. They're basically, Chris D'Elia, the guy's like, he doesn't even shave. He's all scruffy. He uglies himself up and women are throwing themselves at him.
Yeah, he needs a sick-ass ponytail like Jake.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
his
like me.
problem is that, he's bored with all that. He needs something that's unattainable. How can I work this angle?
Yeah.
Something that I can't, it's like trying to get a trophy, I would think. If you're asking my opinion, why he does it, and is it wrong? Is it sick? Yes. But, it's not really illegal just by the fact that he hasn't been arrested yet. He's been canceled.
Yeah.
Not too many people go to his shows still, do they? He's not funny enough to overcome this. Louis C.K. was.
Right.
C.K.
That's what it is. It's about balance. If you put enough of that shit, like Michael Jackson, he made Thriller for God's sakes. I don't think he ever touched children. I think he had some inappropriate close calls with them, and I don't really like that. But I can't fault the man. I didn't live his fucking life. I live mine, and I know I'm a creep sometimes, and I can't imagine the shit that he went through as a kid, being a celebrity and all.
Yeah,
Since he was like 9, he was 9 years old when he got famous.
Listen, you're being an apologist. First of all,
I'm being empathetic. I don't even do that, John.
He's giving kids wine, calling it Jesus juice. He has them sleep in his bed with him.
Yeah, allegedly. I never seen the photographs. Anyway,
Yeah,
we're not going to
but
agree on
he's
Michael
famous
Jackson.
Enough. Listen, I still listen to Michael Jackson's music. Some of the best music that's ever been made.
He said, "Hell, I'll rape kids." To Michael Jackson music. It
Look at
seems
Elvis.
I should
You
have used
know?
Elvis. That's a good example. He only had
Elvis
one
also was
though.
a
Like
very
everybody,
good
I was going from a like sex culty people lately. They seem to have this dozens of bitches that they want to have around at all time. You're greedy. That's your problem.
Listen, I'm going to go in the Wayback Machine and pull out a name that you guys probably don't even remember. Jake probably doesn't remember. Jerry Lee Lewis. Jerry Lee Lewis was banging underage chicks and marrying them. He married them so he could bang them, and then all of a sudden they died. He goes, "Well, I guess I killed another one."
Oops.
Whoops. I mean, there was many, many underage wives that all of a
Yeah.
sudden mysteriously died.
They're just dropping dead for no reason.
Those great balls of fire. He would just drive them off a cliff.
Yeah,
His dead fucking underage girlfriends. I think he
See, I
married his
actually do
fucking cousin or
recognize that
something.
name.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got that one.
Did you get that one? Okay.
Yeah, I did recognize him.
Yeah. He's a music lover.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, look. So I did have something I wanted to talk about because it's something that I know John can relate to. And Jake, I don't know. Are you talking about it publicly about your current situation, your status?
About my girlfriend being pregnant, and I'm
But-
about to be a first-time dad, and I'm terrified as hell.
About your impending fatherhood?
Yes, my you call it impending. That makes it sound terrible. It makes it
It
sound
is.
so much worse.
Jake, why didn't you pull it out of there, dude? That was your first fucking mistake.
Okay,
No.
PSA to everyone out there. Brothers, listen.
Yes.
I don't believe in rubbers. I don't wear a rubber.
Yeah,
But
he's like, coming
she-
inside feels so good, though.
I didn't come inside. It was all pre-cum. She was on birth control, and we got a plan B because she was scared.
Oh, what can I
Jesus.
tell you? You have like Michael Phelps swimmers.
Look
I
at
don't
him.
know what
He's
to
a
tell you.
goddamn
Yeah.
Viking,
They're
John.
battle tested. To
Yeah.
get through all that shit. Cut me a break. All right. So anyhow, how long is your lovely Mrs. or Ms.?
How far along is she?
How far along is your baby mama?
I guess you can already tell that I'm not a great dad because I'm looking at the calendar on the wall where she wrote it down really small. 12 weeks.
12 weeks. So she's still in the first trimester.
Yeah, that's the good part.
just
She's got a
about
bump.
into the second trimester.
Oh, John, they're probably still
Just getting
fucking.
there.
You know what I mean? Like they're at the good spot
No,
still.
not at all. Not
No,
even
the
a little, dude.
sickness.
She's got
Oh,
all the
no.
morning sickness.
Yeah. See what happens is she'll come out of that like somewhere in the mid second trimester. They get horny as hell, and they can't.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're gonna hit the end of the road on that one too. It's a
You
very
think,
short
because
window.
then I'll tell you, with me, my problem was that I was afraid that I'd knock the kid loose or something in there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like all that bouncing. You know, I wanted to
put
be a choker. So, listen, nothing can prepare you for this. It's going to be an amazing thing for you if you do it correctly. And what I mean by correctly is if you're a real father, if you really hang in there. Are you going to make this woman an honest woman now that you've knocked her up? Are you going to marry the woman, or what are we going to do?
Oh, I hope she fucking leaves you, dude. Look at all that goofy shit hanging on your walls. You can't
Dude,
have
this
a
is all
baby in
her
this
shit.
environment.
This is all
Oh,
her
fuck.
shit.
You are
I'm
children.
also in the middle of moving all the Christmas shit out, so there's like
Yeah.
boxes everywhere. But
What's that? There's a whole
Um,
battle axe hanging off the wall back there, dude. You're gonna have to take that down. Your lightsaber collection, all that stuff's got to go away,
I
bro.
actually have a big hammer, like a Viking hammer. It's not Thor's hammer. It's not gay. It's
No,
over
I
there.
know. I can look at you and tell that you have some heavy, sharp metal object hanging off your fucking wall somewhere.
No, I don't. I don't own any. No, I don't buy shit like that. I don't have any. It's foam. The one that I have over there is foam for a costume.
Oh, so it is. It
I'm
is
not that much
childproof.
of a
Look at you.
dork.
You're already off to a great start,
See,
Jake.
I don't like D&D either. I just like coming up with goofy stories and making people do dumb shit in it. It's not the same thing. I don't do the real shit.
John, these kids are so soft. They have rubber hammers.
I
What the
swear.
fuck?
I mean,
Yeah.
so first of all, I was thinking to
I
myself,
just told you I don't believe in rubber, by the way.
yeah, I know. Neither did her boyfriend. Listen, as Dave was sitting here saying, after everything you just told me, you didn't, it was pre-cum and she was on the pill and you got plan B and all. I'm just wondering.
Yeah,
I
you should
mean,
name the kid Plan B because their
Yes.
daddy's name starts with a B.
yeah. So here's my point that, to be a father, I think it's the greatest thing in the world to be a father. I really do. But you got to be a father. Now, you got one past the goalie. You might as well suck it up. I mean, you're living with this woman
She's
in
my
sin.
girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah, if
for
you're living
years.
with this woman in sin, I mean, I don't know what she looks like or anything like that. I don't know what kind of person she is, but if she's sleeping with you, you know what? That's
Yeah, she obviously makes bad decisions. I get
You
it.
make bad decisions. You might as well just marry her. That's all.
Yeah. You tricked her once, you might as well trick her twice while you got her in the fucking boat, you know?
I mean, that's the plan eventually. You got no actual plans. But yeah.
There we go. That's what I thought.
It's fun, dude. It's a roller coaster. And you're talking about, it clicked when you said it. You're still in like the morning sickness. They can't smell certain smells, so you be cooking food
No,
all
she
day
can
and bring it
smell
in.
everything. She can
But-
smell. She smells
Yeah,
like a
she gets
dog.
sick.
No, what I'm saying is she gets sick when she smells meat and stuff
Right.
like that. And she's like,
Yeah.
oh, get it away. It's like, I'm going to finish eating this cheeseburger. You can go outside if you like. You're
Yeah.
going to get to that point real quick.
We're getting beyond that point right now.
Yeah. Could you die, please? That's her to you, by the way.
And I'm looking at her belly. No,
You've done this to me. You infected me with your demon seed.
Yep.
she always says it's my fault. She was the one on top that night. What can I say?
Well,
Not
look,
my fault.
I got to tell you, I love that where they start blaming each other. But all right, so let's switch up some subjects here. I want to get into this thing about the homelessness. Jody has this on the board where, basically in California they make homelessness easy.
Yeah.
So here we go. I got a video. Let's see if I get this. Should be able to set this up pretty quickly. All right, here we go.
Oh, yeah, baby.
It's the only actually state that lets you put a tent. I'm from Miami, and you can't put a tent on a sidewalk down there. It's ridiculous. Here,
Positive.
you don't have any police. There's no police around.
Go ahead.
So, anybody want to take a shot at describing this gal? She's hot. I know that.
She
Sounds hot.
Apparently, Jody B is into old women who look like they caught a baseball in their mouth recently.
Yeah,
And,
we'll get into that. But yeah, so she's homeless in, I guess this is Portland, Washington State is where she's at. Anyhow, so, and if I don't know if you've noticed this, but she brought her hand up and she's got a couple of shekels in her hands. So it looks like she got paid. This looks like a 5 spot. Looks like she got paid to do this interview.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought she was wiping goo off her fucking lip.
That could have been too.
Bless her heart.
$5 from. So here we go.
You don't have any police. There's no police around. You get hurt, you're screwed because they're not helping anybody. You don't see them anywhere.
All right. So there you are. She's poor woman's homeless.
Yeah. What the hell is the police?
Police. Well, let me get back to this again. I got 4 clips, just so you know.
Ooh. Homelessness.
Okay, I went and got my teeth about 6 months ago, and then someone stole them. I was living outside, and somebody took them.
Damn.
Someone pulled your teeth
Yeah,
out
they
of
do that here.
out of your tent.
Yeah, they do that here. I don't know why. And so now I can't go get new ones because I just got the first ones paid for. So I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Oh my god!
I have no teeth. I can't go to work without teeth.
I'm so sorry that
There's a
happened.
guy, I guess, that to give him $400. He'll make a set for you. But I don't have $400.
Do you have $400?
That's just
That's our next
sad.
question.
That's just a sad clip. Oh my
Do
god damn.
you think that she had them in like a cup or like a
I mean,
pizza box, or
it
did
doesn't
somebody
matter
steal
where
them
they
out of her
were.
mouth?
Imagine someone steals your fucking teeth. I've gotten my apartment robbed before. I can't imagine someone taking my goddamn teeth.
I would imagine that if someone robbed my apartment and my teeth were in a glass on the nightstand, that they would like knock them out of the way trying to find something that was
Yeah, I would
They're
imagine they
valuable.
just leave them. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
who's all of a sudden you see some woman walking around with like these big choppers in her mouth that don't look like they really fit. Hey, they're my teeth. Like, who gets somebody else's teeth?
Yeah.
How much do you get? How much could you sell teeth for in like a porn or not a porn?
Yeah,
porn
apparently they're
Yeah.
expensive.
They probably
you know?
have like chop shops for dentures where they just take them and break them apart. You get like the 4 fronts.
Yeah, at least she said she needed 400. You could sell them for 100, and they look a little weird.
Yeah, all you really need is like the front 4 or 5. You don't need a whole set of teeth, just
Yeah.
enough that you can show them when you smile a little bit.
So, well, you know what happens is there's always a happy ending because you know what? People are charitable. That's what I say. People are charitable. So the gentleman that was doing the interview, he came back and
Well, I'm sitting in, I came and found Wendy. I'm sitting in her tent, and I told her the good news that we're doing a little fundraiser to get you dentures.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. This friend of mine is the bestest friend I could have out here, and I just met him. And I just want to say, all of his friends that are helping with this, I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody not judging me for what's going on with me, because I used to be just like everyone else. I used to have a really good job. I had my own salon in Washington State called Scissors, and
Anybody else want to laugh at this?
You're welcome for not judging you. You're welcome for that.
Yeah, while we're actively judging you. Yes. I'm actually judging the guy a little more because the way he's just blinking and staring at the camera.
Staring at the camera. Why did
like,
she have to come out and say that at the end and just make us all feel bad?
He should have cut it off right at "thank you for my dentures." They should have just chopped the fucking video off, but he let her keep going.
Yeah, because it's priceless to watch her talk without teeth. Hold
What
on.
a virtue signaling.
I love doing hair. But now that all this has come and I lost my husband and stuff, I've learned to be human. What's the word? I'm learned to what's the word?
Humble?
Yes, to be humble and not to take things for granted, because the next day it could be gone, and that's exactly what happened. So my family's very large. They're in Florida, and hi guys, if you see me. This is my friend right here. He's gonna help. Thank you, everybody, for everything that you've done.
We're going to stay in touch. We're going to make this happen.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna rape this broad and throw her in the trunk of my car.
I'm gonna tell her she can get some dentures if she blows if she blows me off for a while, and then
I don't know if you got it, John, or if
Maybe.
you heard me say it, but she said, "I just love doing hair," and I said, "Owen,
It's in there. I'm sure I'll have it.
cut that shit out. Leave it right there."
All right.
Bless
So,
her heart.
but here's the thing. Like they just had this bill for, there's tons of money that states that give to the homeless. They collect money for homeless, taxes for the homeless. So instead of trying to get people off of drugs, basically what they're trying to do is this is how they help everybody.
They ought to call that motherfucker the Tooth Fairy.
Tooth fairy. All right, here we go.
I'm going to go right in here in the San Francisco harm reduction site, and I'm going to see what kind of paraphernalia they're giving out today. I'll be back. So I got so much stuff. I mean, literally, they gave me a whole box of syringes. This is a whole box of syringes. Those are a whole box of syringes. I mean, literally for free, right? This is all on taxpayer dollars in these non-discrete black bags. You can't even get a plastic straw in San Francisco, let alone they're just giving away as many needles as you want.
Listen, in New Jersey, I can't even get a fucking plastic bag to put groceries in. I got to buy a fucking bag. They're giving these fuckers bags to put their goddamn drug paraphernalia in. I mean, what the fuck kind of justice is this?
How many plastic bags do you think you can make out of a syringe?
I don't know, but Jesus Christ. All right, so there's a
They should at least listen. Two things. They should at least give them a sharps container to put them fucking used up drug needles in, because that's pretty gross that you're just giving somebody 100 fucking separate needles and nothing to put it into, because those are definitely going to go in the garbage if you're lucky.
Right, somebody's going to get stuck.
Is this the free crack pipes bill? Is this the thing that happened like a year or two ago when people were saying that?
Listen, look what they get in this bag. Now, this guy just went in and said, I need stuff for drugs.
Sure.
I do drugs. I need stuff. Do you have anything you can give me?
Give them a bag of needles. They don't need a box of needles. That's like giving somebody who's addicted to smoking cigarettes a carton of cigarettes instead of a pack. If you're trying to help them out and like wean them off, you're like, this is all you get now.
Hang on, don't get ahead of the story.
case.
I have Narcans. I have these sanitary cookers. I have tie-offs to tie off your arm.
They think of everything.
Oh my God.
Saline, water, clean saline packages to cook the dope with. These are to hold, these little tie-offs are to hold these like this. You twist it around there so you don't burn your hand while you're cooking the dope. I got...
And anybody can just come into this place and grab these bags full of equipment.
For free. and little cotton swabs to suck the dope up through. I asked them
you don't want to get an infection.
that they're giving out these chopsticks, and they said it was a pusher for a glass pipe, so you could push your crack inside the pipe more. Right?
Oh my God.
on how to use these different types of pieces of equipment.
Yes, Brillo pad to filter the crack in the pipe. Then they give you these straws, right, and these mouthpieces for the meth pipe. This is to suck the thing. Now, imagine a warehouse where these people are getting together and they're basically cutting little small pieces.
Go ahead.
I bet trying to light a crack pipe with a paper straw is a lot more difficult than a plastic one or whatever.
They got plastic straws for this. For doing crack, you get a plastic straw. If you want a fucking soda, you get a fucking paper straw.
Yeah. Like what the fuck is the deal with that?
Yeah, am I out of my fucking mind? Well, we're in upside down topsy-turvy land here.
That's in San Francisco too. Maybe that's the deal. They took all the plastic straws away. Like, we need these for the heroin addicts and the cokeheads. You don't need them.
It's
So hang on.
convenient though.
I know.
Pieces of tinfoil, right? They're literally giving you small pieces of tinfoil to smoke dope off of this straw like this. They even give you vitamin C,
that was a paper
which is new to me. It's I guess it's supposed to help you melt the dope down, the fentanyl and the heroin. It's supposed to help you melt that stuff down.
What?
At the end there, after I got all this stuff, all this paraphernalia that they're basically giving away for free, the most alarming thing was I asked where I could go to get some help to get clean. What program can I get into right now to get clean and off the streets? And they had no idea.
No idea.
I don't know. Here's your needles.
Here's your needles. I don't know if you want to get clean. So this, and you know what? I got to tell you, if you trace the money, if you follow the money, whoever's running this, dealing out the money, probably has some kind of business where they buy these needles, put this whole thing together. It costs them maybe, I don't know, let's say $50 to put all that shit together. And they're selling it back to the government for like $150. And they're making money on the front end and they're making money on the back end.
Meanwhile, diabetics can't get them. And I don't mean the fatties. That's fine. If you can't get needles, go try using one over again. Heroin junkies do it. You know, you don't have to use a fresh needle every time.
AIDS, man. You don't want to use it because AIDS.
You're not going to give yourself AIDS. Fatties use the same needles over and over again. But right now there's shortages on shit like that all over the place. And I don't know if it has to do with that or just the influx plus that.
Listen, I'm going to say something right now. If these motherfuckers are going to go do their half-hour show and then come flying in here after their half-hour show and go into our chat and start fucking with our people, I'm going to start banning people. I'm starting kicking people out of here.
Listen, he's right. Edward, say something, Jack.
Was that Edward or was that Josh? Because if that's Edward, then I'm sorry, Edward. I don't give a fuck. But Josh, I love you. I'll suck your cock and I'll talk as much as you want me to.
Have a three-way dance.
Here's another thing, since this isn't on the board. Somehow, a bunch of fat people got together and said, we don't like the word obese. The word obese is fat shaming. Now, here's what I got to say to that. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. You're obese. That's the medical term for it. If you don't want to be obese, lose weight. I don't know.
I feel like obese is being generous in most cases.
Yeah. Listen, I would love to be. Oh, he's obese. Okay, fine. Let me tell you a story. I got to tell it. Every once in a while, a Jimmy story comes up. So Jimmy is at the doctor's. The doctor goes and is going through his stuff. So the doctor leaves to do something. He says, I'll be right back. The Jimmy looks at it, goes and grabs his file, looks in his file. In his file under, what it is, what he has or whatever, it says obesity. So he comes in. He says, obesity? What do you mean obesity? You think I'm fat? You should see my brother and my cousin. I'm like, what the fuck? How am I catching crap over in your fucking, in your diagnosis? You're obese. You're a fat fuck. Shut the fuck up. Take your fucking medicine. Leave me the fuck out of your diagnosis. Do I say when I go to the doctors, when they say I'm morbidly obese, do I go over there and say, oh, yeah, well, must run in my family because every one of them are a bunch of fat fucks?
Yeah, they say nothing runs in your family, big boy. Everybody jogs.
Yeah, I just sit there and take my medicine. And stop saying it. We don't need people sitting there. We get enough shit for being fat. Don't sit there and say, don't try to be a victim. You're not a victim. Shut up. Shut up. Shut your fat fucking mouth and be quiet. I don't need any more shit from fat people trying to be fucking victims. You're not a victim. I'm not a victim. Did this to myself. You did it to yourself. Oh, I'm sure there's 1% of somebody that some kind of thyroid thing comes and they, no matter what they do, they gain weight or whatever. There's things that if you don't like it, do something about it. That's
It's
all.
a medical term. It's a medical term.
Shut the
people
fuck
who
up.
There's people who take pills for like mental illness that can cause them to gain weight, make them not want to make them want to eat more. And you call them obese. It's a medical term. Sorry, but you're obese. I know it's not your fault, even if it isn't. It's everyone's fault.
Yeah, and
Even when it
retarded. I
isn't
want
your
that
fault,
back.
though. Yeah,
Fuck
retarded
this
is a
wall.
good one. Like fucking. When did people start saying retarded was bad?
This is a while
It's a
ago when I was
medical
still in
term.
school. I think.
And again, retarded. When we used to say retarded, we didn't mean retarded. We meant stupid.
Yeah.
In other words, we used to use the word SPED. SPED was for special education.
Oh,
SPED. SPED.
Sped's a good one. I
Sped.
miss Sped. You know how many
We should
times
bring
my sister
Sped
called me
back.
that?
Bring SPED back. They can't say anything about SPED, can they?
It's special ed. Yeah, they could definitely some way. Twitter will get you for it.
Yeah. Again, we're going back to the 50s where you can't say anything anymore because everybody's fucking offended. Everybody's clutching their pearls. And that's why I love doing this show. Nobody can do anything to us. I mean, yes, they can rip us off of YouTube, and yes, they could take us down off of Twitch, but whatever. So that's it.
Whatever.
All righty.
Feel better?
Anything else? A little bit. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
John is no fat apologist.
No.
I've listened. This is how I feel about real fat people because I'm not a fucking small person. I'm obese by the scale.
Oh yeah.
But the
by
thing is,
BMI. Me too.
when I see people, at a certain point, I go, "You had to try to get that fat because I don't eat that great. I don't exercise much, and I'm only this fat. So if you're fatter than me, that means you spend more time in a day eating than I do. You have to. That's how you put on the weight. So like, don't eat as much and don't move as much, and you will get fat. But that still takes years to do. You don't get fat like that overnight. So you wanted that. You fucking put it on yourself. And I'm not talking just to you, John. I'm saying I don't feel bad. Like I don't feel sympathy for big old fat people when they're like, I don't want to have to fucking park my car all the way over there and walk into the fucking Kroger store. It's tough. Walk, you motherfucker. You don't get a handicap parking spot because your goddamn legs are going to chafe walking into the fucking store.
Right. The other thing is, don't go to the grocery store. Have your groceries delivered.
Oh,
How did it happen today?
I know. You're lucky because you're fat and old. So like, I can't just lean
I'm
all the way
lucky.
into that.
Hold on, let me wrap my hand. You're lucky. You're fat and old. I'm sorry.
The reason we get along, I have been a 55-year-old man for the last 20 fucking years of my life. Like I've always been that way. And so I kind of admire you now. You know, like you can get away with some of the shit, but you can still complain about it. And I understand. You fuck fat people. They're the worst.
Like going out and doing things like I get fucking, I don't know, antsy sometimes on like days off because I need to do something.
You should do it now.
going to
You
the
should be
store.
doing all the shit you can do right now, Jakey.
I've done just about everything so far.
You should do new stuff. You should pick
Okay,
up a hobby
bye.
or two. Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Here's the other thing. I'm going to give you a little piece of advice.
Oh shit.
Don't sit there and watch your kid like because he's just a lump of flesh and doesn't do anything. Put that kid in a fucking car seat and go out and start doing things. Take him with you. Drag him wherever you want to go. You want to go out to a restaurant? Drag that fucking kid to a restaurant. They're fine. The more you do with them, the more you can do with them. Don't
That's
have
true.
to sitting there like, oh my God, he'll cry or whatever. Take that fucking kid everywhere and go. Don't let your lifestyle stop because you had a little kid. You'll resent her. She'll resent you. Everybody will resent everyone.
Co-signed.
That's it.
All right.
All right.
That's actually good advice.
I'm telling you, man, I'm full of it. I've done this before. I had 4 kids under the age of 4. Know all about this shit. Trust
Yeah, John's put some babies and some bitches, Jake. He knows from experience.
me. Yes, I do. Hey, listen, I put in a twofer. I had a double.
Thank
All
God
right.
I didn't.
Double
With my
tap.
Viking sperm. Thank God I only made one.
Thank
That's
God.
what I'm saying. Those motherfuckers had helmets and shields and stuff the way they charged in there, dude. That's wild.
Yeah.
All right, listen, we have another public service announcement. Thank you. Public service
Okay.
announcement. Here we go.
I need you to wash your bottom properly. I need you to get a wash towel or a wash rag and some soap, and I need you to wash your bottom. That's right.
Pause.
You wash your front. I want you to wash your.
Go ahead.
Hey, Jake, take notes. This is just something you should know in general as a younger guy.
I wonder how many, like, she's a doctor, I guess. I mean, how many stinky asses did she have to go through before she's got to tell people to wash your ass? I mean, come on. It's another thing.
That should be a commandment. It should
Is
be
she-
commandment number 1, thou shalt wash your ass.
Is she saying after every shit take a shower, or is she just saying shower?
Like when you're in the shower, wash your parts. Don't just
Yeah.
Well, hang on. She goes through the whole thing. She's very thorough with this. Hold on.
Oh,
With a wash rag. It's not enough, in my opinion, to shampoo your hair in the shower and just let that shampoo or soap sort of just run all over your body and call it a day. No, I'm going to need you to get a wash rag. Same thing goes for your pits. A wash rag, please. Other body parts we are not washing correctly is if you've got folds or lumps or bumps or extra skin or anything like that, lift things up and wash under them, please. If you got big boobs, lift them up, wash underneath. If you got folds, if you got folds of skin, etc., totally okay. Just wash underneath the folds because remember, infections and things can develop if they're not washed properly. I've talked ad nauseum about the importance of washing your belly button. You'd be surprised how many people do not clean their belly button. Guys, it gets gross. Please wash your belly button. Also, your ears. Talked about this too. No Q-tips. We always say nothing smaller than the elbow should go in the ears. So no Q-tips. What you do is get a wash rag, wash that canal. Make sure there's no earwax like coming out of your ear because yuck. Okay. Earwax, by the way, is protective. It's a good thing, but you don't want it like coming out of your ear. Okay. Also, you can have it professionally cleaned if it's causing you problems. I have videos on that. The last two areas I want to remind you to clean are the back of your knees and your neck. Wash rag and soap, y'all. Hope this is helpful.
There you go.
Wash your neck.
Wash the back of your fat neck and behind your
wash your
fat
ass,
knee.
wash under your titties, wash your belly button. What the fuck y'all doing?
Don't sit there. Don't let that soapy water run all over and think it's washing. Get a rag in there. Clean it out.
I bet you there's people that do that now. Like I used to be kind of a raw bar of the soap in the ass kind of guy. Now I use a washcloth. But back in there has to be people right now that their idea of bathing is like, well, I put on some shampoo and then I stood there in the water for 5 minutes and then I got the fuck out.
Yeah, I got one of those sponges things, and I go all over. I do it all.
Whatever.
Like
you got a brush from a car wash
for a year and it scrubs the hell out of you. Fuck
yeah. Yeah, listen, I got that the thing that comes off the shower with the handle, and it's got like that pressure washer thing. Yep. I bend over, I spread my cheeks, and I get in there.
You spray your ass, you fucking get all in the folds.
I get in there and get everything out of that starfish. Right? I do the same thing. I take that thing and I stick it in the belly button. I give that a good old rinse.
Turn the temperature down a little bit first.
I can just see John
because I can imagine
wet.
like that pressure with the heat that I have the shower on and my fucking starfish.
He's probably Jake. He's probably so hairy and just looks like a wet old fucking beagle in the shower.
All the hair is blocking it, so it never even hits his asshole.
It's got to wash up underneath my asshole.
I get into a 3-point stand like an offensive lineman. I just reach back there and I rinse it all out, baby.
How big is your bathtub? Holy shit!
I got a walk-in shower, so get in there, wash your ass.
Doing a 3-point stance in the shower.
All right.
Did you hear that shit she said? She said nothing bigger than your elbow should go in your ear. What the fuck does that mean?
Dude, let me just tell you this. I used to.
Is that some shit you've heard? You've been around for a while. Have you ever heard?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay. So I used to use a Q-tip every time you get out of the shower, use a Q-tip in there, get in there and all that. And all
I still am.
Yeah. Okay. So the one day what's going to happen is you're going to have problems with your ear. You're going to get an ear infection.
What?
You got to go to an ear, nose, and throat guy. And what they do is they go in there and they dig in and they start pulling this wax. They get like a suction thing in there and a hook in there, and they start digging out wax that you never knew you even had. And I mean, they're pulling shit out of there. Like it looks like pillows. Yeah. If you go to TikTok, they got this one guy in there. They're constantly showing you how they clean out their ears. And that's that. Yeah. If you don't do it. So the guy says, no more using Q-tips. So I haven't used one since. I kind of do what they do. But yeah.
I need that, dude. I need someone to deep clean my fucking ears.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this.
Is that something you buy your wife for a birthday present? You think like a deep ear cleaning?
Maybe I'd get her a massage. I guess
if you want to stop getting blowjobs, it might be my guess. Get her one of those.
Oh, by the way, Jake, I call it blowing a head gasket. It's when your chick has a baby. Good luck.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
Try that. No, I'm gonna try that again. It's after a chick has a baby, and I guess it's when your wife, you're not married, so she has the opportunity to still leave you. But when you are married, you never get blowjobs really after you fucking your wife has kids. It's pretty much the end of that.
All right. Here we go.
I know.
What about this?
That's rough. No,
You know,
I'm
we
sad.
have trans women. Now we have trans.
Harrison looks from the outside to be your average teenager. He goes to school, plays video games, even listens to music in his room. But there's one difference.
I'm a 35-year-old white man.
Antoine Small has transracial identity, identifying as Harrison Booth, a 35-year-old white man from Colorado.
And when did you know that you were a 35-year-old white man?
Well, I've always felt different. I go to the store, the movies, and just be thinking to myself, like, why am I not getting the respect I deserve? And it just hit me. I'm white and 35.
Pause.
I just moved to Colorado.
The people listening, this guy looks like T-Pain. Looks like T-Pain without the hat and sunglasses. That's funny.
He looks like a different colored Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
This is obviously satire, but god damn it, I can't wait till somebody actually pulls this. Like Rachel Dolezal did it the other way. I'm waiting for this. Black guys, you don't have to be black anymore. You can be white.
Well, the problem got plastic surgery to look Korean.
Here's the problem: nobody wants to be white anymore because white's the white is the what would you call it the class that now everybody
lost the powerful race.
That is pretty funny, black people. That's the only thing you need to know is if you turn white, people are going to call you racist.
Right. White people are trying to be, they're trying to tan up so they want to be victims. They want to be able to be part of the victimhood. We're not victims. So we can't be victims. So, fuck us, I guess.
Well, we have always been the oppressors, John. That's what's funny. For white people suck, man. When was
the last time a black man was oppressed in this country?
What? Actually, Derek Chauvin oppressed his knee upon fucking George Floyd's goddamn neck.
Why? Why? Because they wouldn't fucking comply. That's why. If that guy would have shut the fuck up, got handcuffed, he'd still be alive today.
And if my aunt had addiction, be my uncle. Like, it's not the way it worked out, but it's like it does happen.
Every person during that whole Black Lives Matter that got shot and kneeled on and all that other shit, if they would have complied and not tried to run away and fight the cops or whatever, they'd still be alive today. I want to hear that.
I don't want to fight cops. It's a bad idea. You get killed.
Stupid. You're never going to get away. They've got radar, helicopters, all kinds of shit. They'll find you.
Right. I don't want no problems. I don't want to get tased. That's what it looked like happened to that Javar Hamlin guy. He looked like he got fucking tasered. Like people think they're tough as shit. They're like, you could shock me. I've been zapped by fucking extension cord or whatever. And it's just like, no, motherfucker, like that shit reroutes your power supply and your legs shut off when they fucking zap you and you're trying to run away.
Yeah, I would listen. If
break your goddamn face on the concrete. Don't run from cops.
Yeah. Bullshit too soon. Fuck that. This is why we have the world we live in today, is because we allow bad behavior. And I don't care who it's from. If a white guy did it, I'd say the same fucking thing. We were doing this show last week, and a white girl took and threw a bunch of shit from McDonald's on the fucking floor. I said, someone should have grabbed her by the back of the head and started banging her head against the wall. You fucking think I'm cleaning this up? Get a fucking broom, Fatso. That's right, you obese piece of shit. Get a fucking broom and clean this shit up. That's what should have happened. She made the mess. You clean it up. Bad behavior. We need to stop it.
You're going to get like this, Jake, as you're having a kid now, like coming into the world. You're going to start changing your opinion on a lot of stuff.
I
think he's already good.
I can't wait, dude. It's going to be you will. You're going to start doing shit like this. You're going to start. My favorite thing is judging other parents. I don't know if any of your friends have kids yet, but that'll happen soon. And then like you get to sit around and just look at what other people do and go, well, look at these fucking heathens. Hi, good to see you. Way to let your kid listen to fucking rap music all the way up in the car.
I'm already doing it, like fucking iPad babies and shit. Like, it shit annoys me. I already do it.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, you know how Jodie was like a really good liar, and he got back his Twitter account?
Oh, yeah.
This guy, not so much. Palm Beach man, 41, impregnated a 13-year-old. Cops say he blames rape on voodoo. I'm the voodoo that made me rape there.
Was
West
it in
Palm
New
Beach
Orleans?
man. What's that?
No, it wasn't in New Orleans, so it couldn't be voodoo.
Right.
Sorry,
Incestuous rape and impregnation of a 13-year-old child did not deny the charge. During his incestuous. His name was Gene Innocent. That's odd.
Yeah.
Stated that he
His
believed
his last name is Innocent.
Yeah. Believes voodoo caused him to rape the girl, according to the arrest reports. Innocent remains in Palm Beach. This makes it really weird trying to read this story.
Yeah.
Innocent remains in Palm Beach County Jail, charged with 1 count of incest, 1 count of impregnation of a child, and 2 counts of sexual battery on a child.
I thought it was just a timeout. Incest, and 2 counts of battery on a child and fam. Oh no. He was fucking like his little adopted niece or something, huh?
Something.
I mean, if it's incestuous, and then it can't be adopted, right?
Right.
Oh,
That's
I guess you're right. He's
So,
actually
he
fucking
was
his
fucking
little
his daughter or some shit.
Something. Cousin.
Niece.
On December 19th, the girl went to St. Mary's Medical Center saying she felt abdominal pains. Yeah.
Just like your girl, right, Jake?
Yep. Just like it.
6 weeks pregnant.
Yep. She said Innocent began sexually abusing her over the summer. His most recent abuse of her, she noted, was in November. I can't read the rest of this. I'm sorry.
Her tears, she added, stopped Innocent from full insertion. So that means he got about 6 inches in there. We called him saying, never mind. He said, never mind, and walked out.
Leaving the room.
Jesus.
Oh, it was the pre-cum. That's Jake. This is your
Oh.
fucking soul brother. He walked
Yo.
Maybe you should call your kid Voodoo. That'd be pretty cool.
Or Innocent.
My last name is Guilty, so it works out.
Yeah, it's Innocent, middle name, or Innocent or Guilty. Yeah.
Wow.
So this piece of shit.
Yeah, they should just set him on fire, especially if they have like stone cold evidence. If they test her DNA and that shit, or baby's DNA, and that is his baby, they should just light him on fire.
All right.
That's fucking wild.
You want to know how they
Yeah.
caught this piece of shit? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jake.
I was gonna say, where did trial by fire go? I want that to come back. Sorry, I just needed to say that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. This is where the guy got caught. During a call between the girl and Innocent, with the police listening to her end, the report details her describing to Innocent how she's been throwing up and that the hospital would give her a pregnancy test. Innocent told her to say no and began to make up a story about a relationship with a boy named Seaman.
What? No fucking way. That's too goofy.
It's on
Where-
Yahoo
what are
News.
these
Like this
names?
isn't the Onion or anything like that. This is, I mean,
Right.
it's it's Yahoo News. It's probably old, but
He later
That's all.
said, per the report, that he believes his pre-ejaculation could have caused her to become pregnant. Dude, I mean, come on. How does it even happen that way? After blaming voodoo, according to the report, Innocent admitted to raping the girl twice.
oh, Voodoo must be their other cousin.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Here, I
the one
thought-
from New Orleans.
Yeah, that my cousin. He
and then you just tell him it was a guy. It was a boy named Seaman.
life ain't easy for a boy named Seaman.
God damn it! Fucked up world.
That's ridiculous. That was a stupid
That was
article.
that was a crazy story.
What the fuck? What are these names? Like they're. I guess I believe in God now. Their paths were set for them since birth.
Yeah,
Those
it's
fucking
crazy.
names.
He
Honest
looked
to
like
God.
that guy looked like David Banner. Like it's a wild fucking situation.
Yeah, my thing is that they should just take. Once he admits to this, they should just take him outside and beat him with a baseball bat until he's dead.
Light him on fire.
Yeah, light him on fire.
Put like a ball and chain on his leg and throw him in the ocean.
All right, so let's test out the phone lines because we finally have somebody that wants to test out the phone lines. So let's see what happens.
What?
Oh yeah,
I didn't even know we still had a phone line, John.
here we go. Here's the phone line.
Oh, the bumper. 856-217-8071. Call in, be funny, or get kicked the fuck out.
We'll see if it works. It should work. I tested it. I'm telling you right now, I tested it. See what happens.
We'll see if anybody calls. You got any other stories on there?
Yeah, there's this lady that pushed a kid on the tracks.
Oh, you're gonna want to do this too, Jake. You want to watch a cool video?
Oh, about a lady pushing her kid on the tracks?
Not her kid. Some
Oh.
stranger pushing some lady's kid onto train tracks.
Rubberneckers.
Hey, you fucking piece of shit.
What's
You
going
think you're
on?
fucking cool. Huh?
What's going on?
You think we don't have a rivalry right now?
Sure we do.
Oh.
Me and
What kind
Jake, not me and Jake. Jake,
We have a rivalry.
voice, man. Why don't dismiss me? I was trying to help
How are you trying to help?
because I wanted to hear your voice. I know that you have it in you to be the fucking #1 guest on Rubberneckers, and you're depriving us of that.
I'm sorry that like these two guys are old guys. They're not. I never really talked to them before.
Yeah, he doesn't have a soundboard.
I don't have a soundboard. I don't have a Twitter. I don't.
You say the exact same thing me and John said.
Yeah.
What kind of phone do you have? You have like an Obama phone? This is the worst fucking phone quality I've ever seen in my
Oh,
entire
I'm
life.
sorry. Oh, there we go. Is that better?
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I'm
talking
sorry. I was scared. I was on speakerphone.
All right, so what's going on? Go ahead.
Hey, Edward.
I feel like the story you just told about when you were talking about black people, it seemed a little racist to me.
Which part of it?
The rant that John you went on
Which is?
when you were all like, "Hey, I don't like black people." I thought that was kind of fucked up.
I didn't say
Yeah,
that.
you did say that.
It sounded like that.
I heard it.
I said I don't like black people?
Yeah, that was
Yeah, I don't know why.
Hey, Edward.
shocked me a little.
I'll listen. I'll have to listen to it on post and cut
Can
it
you
out.
can you fucking hear me? Hello, Edward.
Edward, can you
Hello?
hear him? Can you hear Jody?
I can now.
You can hear me.
Hello? Let's cut this out in post, guys.
He can't fucking hear me.
You got to be able to hear Jody.
All right.
Can you hear Jody?
No,
I
don't
can hear
think
Jody. Hey, Josh is calling in. Bye.
Oh, I was going to ask him to put Eugene on the phone.
Oh, fuck you with Eugene.
God damn it.
Did I say that? I must have been making a joke because I didn't mean it. You know me. I'm not that way.
Whatever, Andrew Tate. It's all fucking satire now.
Oh,
Come on, Josh.
Took the wind right out of your sails, didn't he?
no. Josh can't figure out how to dial the phone.
He ran out of minutes on his cell phone.
His Obama phone.
Yeah.
You would think that the guy would learn how to talk into his phone. He's going to school for that shit.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'm calling again, Josh.
Rubberneckers.
Hey, how you doing, big guy?
Oh, it's Eugene.
Eugene.
I knew he would come through.
Hey, I heard Edward, and I figured that since he was there, that I could come on too.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? You're the best, Eugene. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You are. Let me just tell you, none of this will be in the show. But that's okay. I love
I
having
was
you here.
thinking. Hold on. I was
to you
thinking.
that Edward misses
I was
you guys.
thinking that I could be a permanent member on the show.
No, you're good. But it's okay. I'm glad I'm glad you were here, and I'm glad you thought you could be. That's all right.
Hold on. Josh is calling. I gotta go.
Okay. Bye. Here's the thing. Edward's a pussy. And I'll tell you why Edward's a pussy. Because he's afraid. He's too afraid to be himself on the show. He's too afraid to, get into topics like this, like we do. He doesn't want to, he's afraid he's going to get canceled, even though his show is Am I Canceled? He's too much of a pussy.
He probably would have reined us both back in a couple times during our conversations there because we both went off the rail.
Hey, what's up? This is Carl.
Now this is a guy I like, Carl.
Hey, man. I saw the recent thing. I'm not going to mention Am I Canceled or anything, or that they post their show at 5 a.m. on Fridays. It's going to switch to Wednesdays next week. But hey, I was listening to you guys, and I think you guys are doing great. I just want to say congratulations, you guys. Format's great.
Thank you, Carl. I love
Thank you, Carl. I appreciate it. Hey, listen, I'd keep you on, but I'm waiting for Josh to call. All right. So anyhow.
Look, you're cool, but we're waiting for Josh.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. I think we've done it all. I think we said all. We were talking about that Antifa chick that pushed that little girl out on the tracks. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. That was a crazy video. We're going to get kicked off. No, nobody died. It's just a fucking... this.
Rubberneckers.
I don't think there's enough women representation on the show.
Anyhow.
Next.
I'm sorry, you're not Josh. We're only taking Josh calls.
Show the lady kicking the kid so we can all call her a piece of shit and say what would have happened after she did it. And then Jake can say goodnight because I'm sure his girlfriend's going to be ready to go have him rubber feet or something soon.
She's fucking somewhere else right now. She's at her mom's house. It's all right.
Okay, hang on. Make sure I get this set up right. Prick. Oh, this is somebody else. Hold on. Rubberneckers.
What the hell kind of a show is this now? We leave for, what has it been, like 2 weeks?
Best 2 weeks of the show.
You got Jake on it now?
Hey, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I'd have him as a rubbernecker. I have a feeling if Jake decides that he gets into this thing, he's more of a rubbernecker than you two ever were. Tell you that right now.
Well, you know
I think he has spoken twice as much as you, Josh.
Yeah.
No offense.
Oh.
This is, well, all right. Well, that may be true, but that's besides the point. All right.
That was the worst part of the show, was that Josh didn't talk.
Yeah. He was too much of a pussy.
Hey, wait a minute. You hurt Edward's feelings. And now everybody, you got Carl over
Look at
here
this.
calling in now.
No, this is what John did to you, Josh. I don't know. Can you see are you watching? Because we're going to watch this lady kick a 3-year-old real quick. Hold on. Don't go nowhere.
Here we go.
Watch.
Look at this piece of shit.
There's the mom and her kid waiting on a train. Oh,
Now,
get some
first
head
of all-
movement, you dumb little bitch.
That girl
I've seen that.
never did anything. She just went over there, grabbed that poor girl, and pushed her onto the tracks.
Now, we
For
didn't
no
see the
reason whatsoever.
context, John. She might have been doing something fucked up, like flicking boogers at that lady or something. Who
You know
knows?
what? You don't do shit like that. First of all, you know what I would have done? I'd have got the girl off the tracks, and I would have beat the fucking dog shit out of that lady and thrown her on the fucking tracks.
But what if the kid
You
was
know what?
throwing
This is your
boogers on her?
problem, John. You're looking at it all wrong. She was teaching her balance. And you just look at it, that's what a boomer thing.
I'll teach you balance.
Hey,
The lady walked up and just like fist bumped that fucking little baby's forehead, and she landed on the train tracks. That's wild.
Maybe she had like a fly on her forehead or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they have like tarantula hawks and stuff over there. Big ass fucking wasps.
They're using
You're
the kid
no
as
wrong
bait
Frank.
to throw to get the wasp away.
Dave Manbrain says, "Shut up, Edward's girlfriend."
Hey,
All right, tell us what's going on. I am canceled, so we have a little preview for what's going on next episode.
oh man, it's going to be a banger. Well, first of all, listen, this next episode coming out tomorrow is insane. We talk about part 2, right? People wanted us to bring up part 2, right? Finish the saga of the Twitch drama that was going on. We finally finished it.
Oh wow, did you really?
Yeah.
And how long did that last?
How many
We-
times you fall asleep, Josh? Like twice?
Well, it's only part 2, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 more parts. But still, I mean, we're doing it week by week. All right.
Did you have a song? Did you sing on a song in the beginning of the show?
Yes,
Oh,
there is.
I'm really starting to enjoy those
Yeah.
songs.
2
Yeah.
weeks, John. These motherfuckers are doing duets like regular Hall and Oates. These fucking guys.
It was
Hey, listen,
beautiful.
you know
The
what?
last episode, it was gorgeous.
Yeah. Listen, I wish you guys all the luck in the world. You know what? You are bringing the mediocre to mediocrity, and I'm here for it. No, I'm just kidding.
Hell yeah.
I'm big fans. I'm big fans of you and Edward, and I like breaking your balls. But
I didn't realize how even how goofy the song was in your last episode. How fucking actually good Edward is at music.
he's good.
He was serenading.
goofy as
He was
fuck, bro.
serenading his lovers.
You could tell the talent there. It's
Oh,
actually
yeah.
insane.
The one, do I have it in here? I think I might even have it here. Yeah.
If not, you
I
can
mean-
drop it in clean.
No, here it is. This is the talent.
It need to close the thing. Jake, give your plugs, and then we'll play out one of this so we can stop the episode. John's gonna bitch if he has to edit a 2-hour podcast.
Okay, so I have a music podcast coming out. You can check that out on my Discord in the future because I don't have any links for it yet.
We got to talk to you about social media.
Why would you?
Would you link my Discord?
Yeah. Well, like you send me links. I'll put any link you want in the show notes. I will.
All right. And you can check out my podcast, 0% Podcast. You can find us on Spotify and YouTube at Prodigy TV. We post all kind of shit to that channel. It's not just podcasts.
Christ, you don't have it's not on Apple. You don't have you didn't.
It's on Apple Podcasts too.
Okay, thank God.
I'm pretty sure it's just those though.
Yeah, Apple distributes far and wide. You can get away with a lot with that. So good job, Apple, Spotify. You can find it if you type it into a search.
All right, Jody.
Yes.
Put out an episode this week.
I did put out an episode this week.
You're as shocked as I am.
I know. Fucking Po Boys Podcast. Google search that at Po Boy Pod on Twitter officially. Thank you. Back from the dead. My fucking Twitter account did a Davon Hamlin or whatever the fuck.
And next Thursday at 1:00, Brand X will be recording its monthly episode. And Deuce is coming in the studio. We will be live on our Discord. Our Discord link is in the show notes. You can check that out. It'll be at 1:00. So we'll have that. So I'll be doing double duty next Thursday. I'll be doing Brand X and this.
Oh,
all right, everybody.
Hey. Do it the same night or the same like day to day?
1:00 for Brand X, 9:00.
Never mind. Okay.
There we go. Because I'm that kind of guy.
I was going to say I would love to meet Deuce, but that ain't going to work.
Well, if you want to be in the chat, we'll be in the chat. All right, man. I would like to try to get him on this show. He would be a good guest for this.
That's what I was getting at. I don't know if he would want to fucking sit next to you in your fucking podcast sex dungeon or whatever you got, but
he doesn't want to be on camera. That's the problem.
Turn his camera off.
I'm okay with that too.
I don't know the guy. You fucking tell him to show up next week.
That's fine. All right, everybody. Hey, listen, we'll go out, start drinking, come back 9:00. We'll both be soft.
Fuck yeah, dude. We're gonna have to make a lot of edits in that show.
Certainly will. All right, we're gonna take us out with one of Edward's famous songs. Porn is the Devil.
Fuck yeah.
All right, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Good night.